pretty cool. It's kind of hard to see with the sun glare, but obviously it looks kind of like this tree was pushed up. But what I'm taking note of here is this branch that's kind of perched on it, and the reason I am, because right near it, I noticed that that branch, big branch, kind of looks placed there. But it doesn't end there, because when I turn right this way, that branch looks placed against that tree. It doesn't end there either, because that one is just hanging there, right up there on that branch. And it still doesn't end, because then on this tree right here, that one kind of looks placed there. For all I know, there's more, but I just noticed these and thought that was so cool. This one that's sort of leaning up against this tree like that. You can tell that thing's old too. So, very suspect. And look at that little one hanging by a thread right there. Just hanging off the ground. Here's the bottom of it. Man, it's wild when you start paying attention and trying to notice these little details like this. As I'm walking past this one, here's a good view of the top broken off. There's this other branch that's just hanging. If I saw one of those, I might say, hey, that's probably just fell that way, but there's so many. I just can't imagine them all just falling and landing. There's, looks like that one's leaned up against that. I just don't think they fall that way. See those branches there are snapped a little too, it looks like. The top of the tree's kind of hanging right there. Amazing, beautiful area. This vantage point, there's that broken top. You have this one, it looks like it's propped up right there. And then you turn this way, and right up there, there's some really strange looking ones hanging in that tree. So freaking cool. There's the bottom of that branch right there. Like, right there where my fingernail is. These little things on the ground they're almost too symmetrical. The way that's like an H. It's like they're perpendicular. Well, those two are parallel, this one's perpendicular. Then down the end, you could definitely say that those could have been placed there. That's like a Y, kind of. I've heard of Y shapes. But it's really interesting. There's a little sort of broken thing there and behind it. Just a little ways up, I noticed this. Kind of looks like it's leaning there. You can see the pointier part, it looks like it's down the bottom. The thick part's up top. And this right here, I don't know. That just land there. I'm not even gonna touch this. But here it is. So after all that, I would have to look at this one hanging that's like, got the bark off. There's no way it's from that tree. It's obviously pretty old, hanging there. And there's that one that's kind of leaning right over there. So that's pretty cool. Really cool stick just hung up there. Never really thought much of it until I started looking at all sorts of other branches hanging there. It just seems like too many, especially all those trees that each have one right next to each other. Another interesting one, just at a total angle here. Here's the end of it. It's in a bush that I'm guessing has probably just came up this year. That branch, on the other hand, it's got some years on it. So I guess you could argue that this one could have been pushed up by the bush, possibly. Possibly. Interesting either way. Might take the cake for unlikely to land like this. don't see that happening. I don't see that landing that way. There's also that right down the bottom. And it looks like a little one kind of going up. But this, yeah, I just don't see that falling that way. And you can see the age difference. That fell a long time ago, probably before this thing was even born, or possibly. Another little minute branch hanging. Some of these are probably natural, but the frequency of them makes me wonder. With this one right here though, how is that even hung up? You can see the end of it there. I feel like I could sneeze and that would fall off, so. It looks like a big, really big branch or small tree that's kind of leaning up.